This is a video showing my latest instalment on my model railway. It's only a temporary railway, as you can see, that I've set up in my bedroom. It's using the standard Hornby Elite controller, which is I've upgraded the firmware to version 1.3, which is currently the latest one, which is available from the Hornby website. I've got a piece of computer software which now means you can link to the Elite controller through the standard USB port, which is on the back of the controller, and obviously that then links into the track through the normal way from the controller, and then the piece of computer software then links to the Elite, and you can obviously change the program the engines from the piece of software on the computer. And there you go. It's running on Windows XP, which you can get the drivers for the controller, so you'll need to update to the latest firmware from the Hornby website. It's pretty easy to find if you search in Google or somewhere, and then that's all on there. And then, like I say, I've got each locomotive you've got on the line. You then add the locomotive details, and then you can adjust the speed and direction. And then if you've got certain trains, you can do the function. So you can see on this one, I've got the this is for a steam train with sound, so it's got the sound function. So I press the horn button, and see the train makes the sound and things like that. So I'll say if I move the slider upwards, the train will then accelerate on the layout. Like I say, the piece of software is called JMRI. There's the main one that I'm using. Is hopefully if we can focus on it, is Panel Pro. There's also a Decoder Pro, which apparently is for running sort of decoding the trains and things like that. But I've not looked into it too much. I've only looked into the basics so far. So then, if I want to then say stop that train, I can then press stop, and it will stop. I haven't got the points set up at the moment electronically, but apparently you can do that with the software as well. But now what I'm going to try and aim to do is get the little shunter over to pick up the wagons on the other side there. So I'll need to move the Freightliner Class 70 out of the way. So if I switch these 2 points here, then I should be able to move the Freightliner. I can turn, hopefully this will work, his lights, yep, on and off from the piece of software. So we can see that he will need to go forwards to move out of the way. I'm going to put him up on the side and up on the opposite side there. There. And then stop him, so he's out of the way. Now, if I switch this point again, then the shunter will, I'll just move him off the side and put his speed up. And you can see that he starts to move off. That way. And then I'm going to keep him going round, and on the same loop, move the Devon Bell steam train forwards, and stop. And I'm going to stop him over there, whilst the shunter is still coming round. And then in the software mouses, I'll just stop him, so then he's come to a stop. I can switch these 2 points to send the shunter backwards, so I'll change the direction on the software to forwards, and then he'll slowly creep back onto the middle track. You can see. Switch these 2 points again, so he's now isolated on the inside loop now. So if I stop him with the software, see he slowly goes to a stop, and now the outside loop is all straight again, so I can set the Devon Bell on its way. Now I say this has got the sound, and there's loads of different sounds you can do on here, so I can different coupling ones and things like that. But what I can do is if I go F12, hopefully there, F12, and that turns the sound off. Now I want to take the little shunt over there onto the side and to pick up those wagons, so I'm going to need to move the silver Class 67 out of the way. So I'm going to changing forwards with his lights on, so hopefully he's going forwards now. Slowly but surely, speed him up a bit. I'm going to stop him. I'll switch the point, and then I'll change his direction and put him back on the other side there. That. And then switch the point again, and then the shunter is now coming back. So as you can see, the Devon Bell's still going now. All the other trains stopped apart from the shunter there. Okay. The shunter, I'm going to speed him up a little bit because the shunters aren't very quick in the Hornby range. So we can keep with real life, I suppose, because they're quite slow trains. So I'm going to slow the shunter down. We need to hopefully connect up to the load. See if we're actually connected. No. One more time. I'll go and connect that manually. Unfortunately, the coupling hooks on the shunter are quite low, so it does have problems sometimes connecting up. No. What I'll do is I'll go and connect that up manually. So you can see, if you look from the side, the coupling hook is too low, they don't seem to connect up. So, manually. And then I can change direction on here and slide him up forwards. You can see, hopefully, the wrong way. There we go. He's not coming forwards. If I switch that point, I can bring the silver class 67 back. As you can see, change direction, switching back up on the point. Just slow the shunter down to make sure that hopefully don't have a crash. Speed the landing on that. There we go. And we've successfully got the shunter now running on the inside loop and speeding them up. You can see. Two trains. Put the sound back on. I'll stop that one. And then we've got the two, is I will move the Freightliner green locomotive there. I'll change his direction so he comes back. Get him back on the main line. What I'll do is get him on the main line slower than that. Stop. Get him off slowly. Get the Devon Bell on our way. And what I can do is I can have both of those on the same line independently. So all you've got to try and do though is match the speed of the two. Obviously you can adjust the speed of the two to make them run at about the same speed. So Freightliner seems to be lagging a little bit, so I'll speed him up. Speed him right up, literally. Bring him to get to the sort of same speed. There he is, done him round. Then I'll stop the Freightliner, and I'll stop that one, and also stop the shunter. And that's the end of the tour. I'll show you quickly the software again. So there's all the locomotives. The main piece of software, this one is called the Panel Pro, which says by JMRI, if I can get that to focus, yeah. And it's standard, you just, as soon as you turn it on, if the Elite's got the latest firmware and you've got the drivers on the PC, plug it in, and usually it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple of drop boxes that show you the information, and it just comes up, as soon as you plug it in, it should then come up with Hornby Elite on the USB port. And then the only piece that I've used so far is the throttles. I've saved all my throttles on one standard file, which is the all-train one for all the trains. And you can see as soon as you then load it up, all those come up automatically. And you've got, the only thing I had to change is sort of like disable the function panel just by crossing the options for the trains, like the two up here that don't actually need the there's no functions, no lights, anything on them. So, but that's all pretty straightforward. So that's the end of the tour. There we go. Thank you.